It appears that our illustrious Lieutenant Governor, gun grabbing Gavin Newsom, will soon qualify his anti-gun initiative for the November ballot in California. His initiative will confiscate standard capacity magazines, create a complicated and expensive ammunition purchase permit scheme, and mandate several unworkable provisions. Under California law, the legislature may conduct public hearings on the proposed initiative, but cannot amend it or prevent it from appearing on the ballot. Well, on May 3rd, the Senate and Assembly Public Safety Committees decided that they were going to hold such an informational hearing to discuss this measure. Unfortunately, Mr. Newsom couldn't be bothered to even show up and defend his own proposal. Well, FPC was there, and here's what we had to say.
My natural inclination as a legislative advocate is to read a bill, analyze it, and in cases of these anti-gun measures, tell you what's wrong with them. I think the real advantage I have here today is that I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that because you've already seen these measures. Just about every single thing that is in this initiative has been proposed to this body, has come before this legislature, has gone to this governor, and have failed, have been deemed to be too extreme or unworkable within the state of California. Now, we're talking about a state legislature that has passed the most aggressive gun laws in the country. We're talking about a governor who is probably one of the most liberal executives in the entire nation. He signed into law 29 anti-gun bills or anti-Second Amendment measures. And so I'm figuring that this body and the governor, I'm figuring you're not in the pocket of the gun lobby. It may be a stretch, but I'm figuring that's the case. So I'm assuming that if these measures, if all of these measures that are in here have been found to be problematic here, then I'm wondering why it is that we're taking, once again, another look at them.
That's right. Most of the proposals in this initiative have already been presented and rejected by the legislature and the governor. One of the most anti-gun legislatures in the nation and one of the most liberal governors in the country, Jerry Brown. Even the groups that have a history of supporting gun control have come out against this initiative.
California sheriffs are supportive of efforts to enforce the numerous laws that are already on the books against those who would use firearms against our citizens. We're supportive of domestic violence restraining orders. We've supported existing background checks and the waiting periods for purchases of firearms. We've supported bills to restore the prison felony, like AB 1869 by Assemblymember Melendez, to restore the prison felony for theft of a firearm that was taken away by Prop 47. But other than that provision that's included in this measure, the initiative that's being discussed today and will likely be put to the voters will do very little to prevent criminals from acquiring firearms and ammunition via the black market or through theft. Instead, what the measure does is it places additional restrictions on otherwise law-abiding citizens who wish to purchase ammunition for sporting or hunting use, who retain guns and magazines that are currently illegal and that we're told that they would be legal, and to pass historical or family heirloom guns down to next generations.
And those who've been tasked with prosecuting those involved in violent crime pointed out that this is going to do nothing to stop gun violence and will suffer from limited compliance.
On the outright ban of magazines over 10 rounds and the restrictions on ammunition transfers. And the problem with that is that, it's a very honest statement and it might be offensive, but no one will obey those laws. Otherwise, law-abiding citizens have not obeyed similar laws in California. When the city of Los Angeles issued a total prohibition on large capacity magazines, my understanding is not a single magazine was surrendered. It's bad public policy to enact laws that otherwise law-abiding citizens will ignore. It engenders contempt for government and for law enforcement. Problem is this initiative in every way puts law-abiding citizens, law-abiding gun owners at a disadvantage without doing anything to actually prevent the criminal use of handguns.
But what makes things even worse is the motivation behind the proponent, Gavin Newsom.
The whole point of this practice is for one thing. It's for one individual to be able to get his name in the paper so that he can run for higher office, because at this point his sole job is to wake up in the morning and determine whether or not the governor is still alive.
Needless to say, the anti-gun chair of the committee did not like me calling out Mr. Newsom. But watch as Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez gets my back.
I do want to say one thing, though, and that would be to Mr. DeLuz, and that is I do take offense at the personal attack on the proponents of the initiative. To attribute motivation to somebody who isn't in the room is something that I think we should not do in this process.
The chairwoman has expressed her displeasure with one of the people giving testimony and calling out Lieutenant Governor Newsom specifically in his purpose for this initiative. I am equally offended that the person who came up with the idea for this initiative isn't here today to address this body. I think that's incredibly disrespectful.
So as you can see, the fight is on. If you like this update, please like and share this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is Craig DeLuz in the FPC Newsroom. Thank you for watching.